The Prime Minister rubs shoulders with world leaders in France as the Greek debt crisis continues to cause panic in money markets. 6 a.m. Friday, November the 4th. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ron Wilson.
And I'm Kathryn Robinson. Welcome to 10's Early News. Also this morning, the trial of Michael Jackson's doctor comes to a close. The jury is to decide if Dr. Conrad Murray is guilty of causing the pop star's death.
In sport, behind bars, disgraced Pakistan cricketers and their corrupt agent are sent to prison for spot fixing.
In finance, I could sing this, but I won't. It's starting to look a lot like Christmas. All smiles in the stores as retail sales figures are up for the third month in a row.
It's good that you didn't sing too, by the way. Let's check the weather. Warm and windy across South Australia and Victoria today. Rain and drizzle should clear in eastern New South Wales and in Queensland. Showers and storms across the north and the west. Greece could back away from a controversial referendum on an economic bailout as world leaders, including our Prime Minister, meet in France to chart a way forward. Julia Gillard has attended the first sessions of the G20 in the resort city of Cannes amid tension over Greece's sovereign debt crisis. The Prime Minister has also had a quick catch-up with US President Barack Obama. The two leaders shared a joke in the Leaders' Lounge at the Festival Palace before heading into the first session of the summit. Mr Obama is due to visit Australia this month, and Federal Parliament yesterday formally approved plans for him to address a special joint sitting during his visit to Canberra.
Meantime, the Greek government is on the verge of collapse over those snap plans by the PM there to hold a referendum on the bailout package. Mr Papandreou addressed his parliament only a couple of hours ago, admitting he is willing to back down in return for the opposition party's endorsement of the latest austerity measures. French and German leaders delivered an ultimatum to Mr Papandreou that his nation will not get any more financial help unless voters use the referendum to approve the $100 billion rescue package. Both Nicolas Sarkozy and Angela Merkel said they want to help Greece but have questioned whether it has future in Europe. Mr Papandreou says he has no plans to resign yet.
Almost three-quarters of women studying at the Australian Defence Force Academy say they've experienced some form of sexual harassment. Sex Discrimination Commissioner Elizabeth Broderick reviewed behaviour at the military school after an incident in which a female cadet was filmed without her knowledge having sex.
Until it happens to you, you don't actually really ever believe that.
There needs to be cultural evolution because we're not at a situation where men and women are equal participants at ADFA.
One of the key recommendations is to increase supervision of cadets after dark. The manslaughter trial of Dr. Conrad Murray, who's accused of causing the death of pop star Michael Jackson, is winding up in Los Angeles. For more, we're joined by 10's US correspondent, Daniel Sutton, live from Los Angeles. Dan, what's being said in closing there this morning?
Well, Ron, after 22 days of very, at times, complex medical evidence to the court, today is all about the closing statements. Now, the Jackson family arrived here this morning to hear it. Michael Jackson's mother, father, sister and brother. And inside the court, the prosecutor started to give his closing address. He's been going for some 2 hours now, and he argues that the jury must find Dr. Conrad Murray guilty of involuntary manslaughter because he gave Michael Jackson a fatal dose of the anaesthetic propofol. He says in doing so, he violated and corrupted the doctor-patient relationship, and Michael Jackson paid for that with his life.
The evidence in this case is abundantly clear that Conrad Murray acted with criminal negligence, that Conrad Murray caused the death of Michael Jackson.
Now, Dr. Murray's defence team will be next to speak to the jury. After that, it's handed over to them and they begin deliberations. We could have a verdict as soon as tomorrow.
All right, Dan, thank you. Daniel Sutton reporting live for us from Los Angeles. Thai officials have moved to calm fears that the flooding around Bangkok may have caused a radiation leak from a nuclear reactor located in the city. They say knee-deep water has surrounded the Institute of Nuclear Technology buildings but has not reached the reactor. An official insists test results show no radiation contamination. He says the reactor is a very small one and is on the third floor of the institute, protected by a metre-thick concrete wall. The circus world is mourning the death of legendary performer and entrepreneur Doug Ashton. The patriarch of the planet's longest-running family-owned circus died in his caravan after a year-long battle with cancer.
It was a very fitting way for him to pass on. It's what he wanted. He wanted to be with us, wanted to be in the caravan, because that's the way we obviously live and travel.
The Order of Australia recipient never had to run away to the circus. He was born into the family business, rubbing shoulders with lion tamers and trapeze artists when he was just 6 days old. Doug Ashton was aged 92. Disgraced Pakistan cricketers Salman Butt, Mohammad Amir and Mohammad Asif have been jailed for their part in the no-ball betting scam. Butt was handed a 30-month jail term, Asif a 1-year sentence, 19-year-old Amir copped 6 months. Their corrupt British agent, Mazhar Majid, was jailed for 2 years and 8 months.
On behalf of Salman Butt, I simply want to confirm that we will be appealing his sentence and lodging grounds of appeal against sentence within the next 24 hours. Thank you very much.
Amir's family in Pakistan were reduced to tears on receiving the news. After 5 years out of the pool, Olympic champion Ian Thorpe is about to return to elite swimming in Singapore. 10 reporter Leanne West is at the pool where Thorpe will take part in heats later today.
5 years after retiring from the pool as Australia's most successful Olympian, Ian Thorpe is back in the water here this morning at the FINA World Cup meet. It's the first big step in his bid to qualify for next year's London Olympics.
There's an area that I'll fall into where it's not going to be extraordinary and it's not going to be horrible. That's quite a vast range, so I'm going to hit something in the middle.
Now, Thorpe looks in great shape. He's actually 4 kilograms lighter than he was when he swam at the Athens Olympics in 2004.
I'm more nervous than I usually am before a competition. And I'm excited as well.
3 times Olympic gold medalist Libby Trickett will also make her comeback to the pool today, but that's certain to be overshadowed by Ian Thorpe's comeback. He's swimming a couple of unfamiliar events here, the 100 metres individual medley and the 100 metres butterfly.
Leanne West in Singapore. Troubled jockey Danny Nikolic is savouring Group 1 success after guiding super filly Machine to a brilliant win in the VRC Oaks at Flemington. Nikolic, who's facing assault charges, put a tumultuous year behind him to salute in the $1 million feature.
And Danny Nikolic's going to finally win this Oaks, and Machine romped it in by 7 lengths.
Today that really was a walk, trot and canter, and I was right with her. She's been an underrated filly from the day I started riding her.
Melbourne's Cup Carnival concludes on Saturday when Black Caviar will attempt her 16th straight win. Can she do it? Yes, she can. Finance News, Kath Robinson on board. Nice to see wallets and purses starting to come out ahead of Christmas.
Ahead of Christmas, indeed. You're right there, Ron. Retailers have a reason to be more optimistic about Christmas after the latest figures show a third rise in consumer spending in as many months. Spending was up 0.4% in September, and that was on the back of a 0.8% increase in July and 0.6% in August. Retailers hope the resilience marks a turning point in what's been a very tough year so far. What cheered them up particularly was a 1% rise in the sale of household goods. Retailers still hold out hope for another cut in rates in December. Well, shares in ANZ have fallen, even though the bank posted record profits yesterday. ANZ says its full-year cash profit was up 9% to $5.6 billion for the year, which was roughly in line with market expectations. The bank's New Zealand group also reported a healthy result, up 25% and beating the $1 billion barrier with help from a fall in bad debts. Well, one of Australia's most loved cars may soon be heading to the wreckers. A new report says the Holden Commodore's days are numbered.
Holden is committed to designing and building the next generation 2014 Commodore in Australia. But some sections of its workforce warn things will be much different after that.
The model after the 2014 model will be the end of the Commodore as we know it.
The engineering union believes designers in Melbourne will begin losing their jobs next year, with future designs being done overseas. the nation's top-selling car replaced by a medium-sized global vehicle.
There's no way Commodores are going to stop production in Australia. That's like the dumbest thing ever.
I think it'll still be around. I can't see it going yet.
The cruise model is secure, and Holden management has moved to reassure workers negotiations involving engineering won't affect jobs in Adelaide.
If the design engineer happened to disappear, the manufacturing will continue at the Elizabeth operation. But all these, there's no guarantee on any of these issues.
But Holden refuses to even discuss plans beyond 2014 and says the debate alone has the potential to damage the brand and future opportunities. Alan Murrell, 10 News.
Let's take a check of the markets now, and US stocks have jumped overnight as Europe cut rates for the first time in 2 years. It was a somewhat choppy session, with investors still wary about developments in Greece and the fallout from MF Global bankruptcy. The ECB's new chief, dubbed Super Mario, sent stocks higher there after cutting rates. The FTSE up 62. Asian stocks were lower in yesterday's session, the Nikkei off 195. Gold and oil are both benefiting this morning from the European turmoil. Both gold and oil are higher. The Aussie dollar is also higher. It's trading back above 104 US cents. And our market is expected to jump on the open today. The SPY is currently up 77 points.
National weather on your screen right now. Brisbane a possible shower today, 26 degrees. Sydney mostly sunny and 22. Canberra increasing sunshine, top of 24. Melbourne increasing sunshine, 22. Hobart mostly sunny, 19. Adelaide sunny and 30 degrees. Perth showers easing, 24. And for Darwin, late thunder with a top of 33 degrees.